Have you ever stared at someone else's success and whispered to yourself, they just got lucky? A friend signs the papers on their dream home. An old classmate launches a startup that explodes online in a single night. Someone younger than you is already living the life you've been grinding toward for years. And suddenly the questions creep in. Am I falling behind? Am I doing this all wrong? Why does everyone else seem to win faster? If you've been working relentlessly and still feel invisible, if you're exhausted from giving your best and seeing no breakthrough, then listen closely. Because not long ago, there was someone standing exactly where you are now. He was 28, living in a fast-paced city where success looked instant and effortless, smart, driven, creative, a marketing professional named Alex. From the outside, he had potential written all over him. On the inside, he was fighting a silent panic, watching others surge ahead, while his own progress felt painfully slow. He was this close to walking away, this close to calling it quits, until one unexpected conversation shattered the illusion of overnight success and revealed a truth so powerful it changed the trajectory of his life, and it might just change yours too. Stay with me. For 4 relentless years, Alex poured everything into building a personal brand. Early mornings, midnight edits, weekends sacrificed, 5 a.m. alarms before the day job, content created while the city still slept, late nights replying to comments, chasing connection, chasing momentum, 4 years of discipline, 4 years of showing up when no one was clapping. And the results? 3,000 followers, a handful of small clients, solid work, but nothing headline worthy, nothing that made people say, wow, Alex made it. Meanwhile, the algorithm felt like a daily insult. A college friend hit 100,000 followers in 6 months. A coworker quit their job and was suddenly thriving. Every scroll became proof that everyone else was accelerating while Alex was stuck in first gear. Comparison wasn't just distracting, it was suffocating. Then came the post that broke something inside. 24-year-old entrepreneur earns 6 figures in 8 months. Alex locked the phone, stared at the ceiling. 4 years. What am I doing wrong? That afternoon, Alex met someone who had seen it all, a mentor named Jordan. 20 years in the industry. Calm, grounded, the kind of person who didn't chase trends, they outlasted them. They hadn't even ordered coffee before it spilled out. I don't know if I can keep doing this anymore. Jordan didn't react, didn't flinch, just looked up steady and composed as if Alex had just asked the most important question of their life. Keep doing. What? Jordan asked softly. This. All of it, Alex shot back. 4 years of discipline, 4 years of sacrifice, and I'm still watching everyone else pass me like I'm standing still. It feels like I'm sprinting on a treadmill while the rest of the world is crossing finish lines. Jordan didn't interrupt, just listened, slow sip of coffee, steady eyes. They launch a business and boom, they're everywhere. One viral post and their entire life flips overnight. Meanwhile, I've been grinding for years and barely moved an inch. And the worst part? I don't even know if I'm getting closer. What if I'm not building anything? What if I'm just wasting time? Maybe I should quit. Maybe I should start over. Jordan gently placed the cup down, leaned forward. Alex, let me show you something. He pulled out his phone and opened a photo, an enormous iceberg drifting in a dark ocean. What do you see? An iceberg, Alex said flatly. Look again. What do you actually see? A huge block of ice floating in water. Jordan nodded. That's the visible part, the 10% people admire, the part that gets photographed, the part that looks massive and impressive. He zoomed in, revealing the shadow beneath the surface. A monstrous structure stretching deep into the black water. But this is the other 90%, the part no one applauds, the part no one double taps, the part that took years, maybe lifetimes to form, and it's the only reason the top exists at all. Jordan looked directly at Alex. You're comparing your underwater years to someone else's highlight reel. Alex kept staring at the iceberg, unsure why it mattered. Jordan continued, voice steady. Every person you envy, every instant success you scroll past, they're an iceberg too. You're only seeing the part above the surface, the followers, the headlines, the money, the applause. That's the visible 10%. What you don't see is the 90% buried beneath the waterline. The failed launches, the empty inboxes, the nights questioning everything, the skills sharpened in silence, the discipline built when nobody was watching. That hidden mass is what actually holds the whole thing up. Jordan leaned back. That 24-year-old who made figures in 8 months, you're looking at month 8, you're not seeing the 5 years before it, the businesses that collapsed, the debt, the lessons paid for in embarrassment. You're not seeing the thousands of hours studying marketing when nobody cared. You're not seeing the decade of relationships quietly built behind the scenes. You're witnessing the spotlight moment, not the years in the dark. Something shifted in Alex's chest. So when people say someone blew up overnight, Jordan smiled, overnight success is just a headline for years of invisible preparation finally breaking the surface. There's no such thing as overnight success, Jordan said calmly. There's only overnight visibility. The victory was constructed in silence. You just didn't see it until it broke the surface. Alex hesitated. But how do I know I'm building something solid? What if I'm just spinning my wheels? Jordan asked one quiet question. Are you doing the work beneath the surface? What does that even mean? Are you studying when no one applauds, improving when no one notices, sharpening your skills without validation, creating value even when the room is empty? Are you building depth? Alex paused, and for the first time answered honestly. Yes, I'm learning every day. I'm better than I was a year ago. I'm building real relationships. I care about the quality of my work. Then you're not wasting time, Jordan said firmly. You're constructing your 90%. He leaned in slightly. And here's the truth about icebergs. The deeper they go, the higher they can rise. The ones that shoot up fast with shallow foundations, they melt, Jordan finished. One algorithm tweak, one market crash, one bad season, and they disappear. Because there's nothing underneath holding them steady. But you're digging deep. You're building the 90% no storm can rip apart. And when your moment finally rises above the surface, it won't be a spark. It'll be a structure, permanent, sustainable, unshakable. That conversation didn't change Alex's numbers. Same followers, same modest clients, same slow, almost invisible progress. But internally, everything shifted. Alex stopped measuring the visible 10% of other people against the unseen 90% of his own journey. The comparison stopped. A new question replaced it. Did I build my iceberg today? Some days that meant studying a skill no one would notice for months. Some days it meant publishing content that barely hit 50 views, but was crafted with care. Some days it meant a single conversation that quietly strengthened a future alliance. No applause, no fireworks, just foundation. Months passed, then a year, and something subtle began to happen. A former client referred someone bigger. An old piece of content resurfaced and started circulating. A skill learned years earlier suddenly became rare and valuable. The mass beneath the surface was growing. Then, in year 5, the message arrived. A brand had been watching silently for over a year, studying the consistency, noticing the depth. They wanted a partnership, the biggest opportunity Alex had ever seen. Alex said yes. Within 3 months, everything looked different from the outside. That first partnership triggered another, then 3 more. Alex's audience didn't just grow, it surged. 3,000 became 30,000, 30,000 became 100,000, revenue multiplied. Invitations poured in, messages stacked up. From the outside, it looked explosive, and people said the same predictable thing. Wow, Alex came out of nowhere. Must be nice to blow up like that. Overnight success. Alex would just smile because he knew the truth. 4.5 years in the dark. 6 months in the spotlight. The world only noticed the 10% that rose above the water, but that visible peak stood on top of years of unseen discipline, rejection, study, and quiet resilience. Without the 90% below the surface, the 10% would have collapsed. A year later, Alex sat across from Jordan again, coffee between them. It happened, Alex said, a calm confidence in his voice. The iceberg surfaced. Jordan smiled. I knew it would. Tell me something was the waiting wasted. Alex shook his head. No. The waiting built everything. If this had happened in year 1, I would have crumbled. I didn't have the skill, the maturity, the depth. I would have melted under the pressure. But now, I'm ready, because I spent years building what nobody could see. Jordan lifted his cup slightly, to the 90%. And that's the part most people never understand. The breakthrough isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in the silence. Alex lifted his cup slightly, a quiet salute to the 90%. Now listen carefully. Wherever you are in your journey right now, You need to hear this. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not late. You are underwater, building mass. The world only applauds what breaks the surface, the followers, the revenue, the headlines, the big moment. But that visible 10% is meaningless without the unseen 90% holding it up. Every creator you admire, every business that looks unstoppable, every dream that seems effortlessly achieved, they all have a buried history, years of doubt, repetition, rejection, practice, discipline, work done when no one cared. So stop measuring your invisible effort against someone else's visible reward. That comparison is broken from the start. Instead, ask yourself one question every single day. Did I build my 90% today? Did you study when nobody was watching? Did you improve when nobody applauded? Did you create value when nobody paid? Did you sharpen your depth when nobody noticed? If the answer is yes, then you are not wasting time. You are doing exactly what every overnight success did before the spotlight ever found them. You are reinforcing the structure that will carry your breakthrough when it arrives. And it will arrive. Not because you were lucky, not because you knew the right people, not because an algorithm favored you, but because you built something deep, something durable, something that cannot be shaken. So here's what I want you to do today. Write down 3 things you're working on that nobody sees yet. 3 skills you're developing in silence. 3 foundations you're strengthening beneath the surface, because one day, sooner than you think, the surface will break. And when it does, you won't just rise, you'll stand. 3 areas where you're getting sharper. 3 dimensions of your hidden mass. 3 pieces of your 90%. Look at them, own them, and say it out loud. This is my iceberg. This is my foundation. This work counts. Because it does. The depth you commit to today determines the height you can sustain tomorrow. Shallow growth collapses. Deep growth endures. If this message helped you stop comparing and start constructing, send it to someone who's in their silent season, someone grinding with no applause, building with no spotlight. And tell me this, what's one part of your 90% you're strengthening right now? Let's remind each other that invisible doesn't mean insignificant. Remember, success isn't about being seen fast. It's about being built strong. Your iceberg is taking shape beneath the surface. Keep carving, keep stacking, keep going. Because when your moment rises, it won't be luck, it'll be earned, and it's closer than you think.